All right. Yeah, this gets really hard because I don't really write stuff down. So let's just, whatever, let's get into it. Um, so let's talk about them hiding God from us. Okay, so mathematically, scientifically, all this blah, blah, blah. Let's get into it. So for the first cell to just been created, and we're talking about this would be our, first kind of ancestor. For that to have been created, the first cell ever, you gotta realize there's so many factors that have to come to be, whichever. Even Steve Jobs said the greatest computer, like, algorithm or whatever you want to call it, is DNA. It is the most complicated thing ever freaking made. Now, did Windows 7 or did, this pack of cigarettes or this lighter, did any of these things just become, just randomly by chance be there? No, they didn't. They were manufactured. And this is a pretty simple, pathetic little fucking thing. So, you're going to tell me randomly a cell was manufactured. Just randomly. Because we all know somehow this couldn't have just randomly happened. It's designed. So, tell me how random, just a cell, the first cell ever that we started from. Did you know the chances of that happening is 1 out of 250 to the 10th power? That's too many zeros to fit in my damn garage. Just so you know. So, and then in that cell's lifetime, it had to have created a way to actually reproduce, get rid of its own waste, and it to actually be able to clot, like a blood clot, so that it, wouldn't bleed to death if it ever got wounded or nicked or anything, which, give me a break, every living thing gets hurt. Did you know it takes 12 steps for your blood to clot? 12 freaking steps. If people really want to just not be a complete moron and believe in Darwinism, because it's the biggest freaking lie ever propagated, maybe do some little research yourself. Because when you start to look into God, which, hey, I'm sorry, I get so angry sometimes. But when you realize that they've been hiding God from you for your whole fucking life, for me as a person, that makes me really, really angry. So, that might be why I get excited sometimes. But I just want people mathematically to look into this, because they've been hiding God from you. And the reason they want to hide God from you is because you're a lot easier to control. Now, think how complicated an iPad is, right? iPhone, whatever, anything like that. For that to be created, it was definitely engineered by somebody smart enough to make it. So, I'm going to put this in kind of a, hopefully an easy way for people to understand. Let's say you want to give you kind of an idea of how insanely hard it would be mathematically for what's happened to make our DNA be what it is. It would be like going up 10,000 feet and being above a helicopter and dropping the dictionary through the helicopter. And that just being cut into 100,000 freaking pieces, hundreds of thousands of pieces. And by the time it hit the ground, it all fell back together perfectly, right in order. Do you understand mathematically how impossible that was? That would be. Do you understand that? Yeah, how ridiculous that sounds? It sounds really ridiculous because it is. Because that's mathematically what it would have taken for us and our DNA to be freaking made randomly. Do you understand? We were not made randomly. I have found God through mathematics, which is insane. Because, they tried to use science to hide God from us. And if you are smart enough to understand science and you actually start looking into things, you can see that you can use it to find God. I am freaking fed up with this crap going on of them trying to hide God from us. It hurts my heart. I don't want my babies to grow up in a world where they're shunned and looked down upon like they're morons for believing the truth. I cannot have that. I will not have that. I just really want everybody to stand up and just realize how much you're being lied to and just freaking try to find the truth. Learn. I want you to think that I'm a moron, please, and go do your own research. That is what I want more than anything out of everybody. Think that I am stupid, please. Go do your own research. You did not come from a single freaking cell and grow into a freaking fish, and then a fish that grew an arm, and then that fish decided to walk onto freaking land, and then it decided, oh, I can breathe air on land and instead of water. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then it's insane. It's freaking insane. Darwinism, that was a great theory for a man that in the 1800s. That's awesome. I get it. He did a good job. It was a great freaking theory. But guess what? Now look at things. Give me a break. We even go off of a dude told us that the Earth was freaking round. Hundreds of years before we could fly. And we still believe that, and they still propagate that lie. So my whole thing is, people just look into stuff. Mathematically, you can just about prove anything. And what's even more awesome is when you think of math as kind of being a gateway to God, or it is godly, it is. Because everything around is mathematic, is a number, is, if you think about it, a computer program. We live almost in a computer, if you almost think about it, which I'm not saying. I know that's way fucking crazy. I've heard things about that. But if you think about it, everything is math. So mathematically, you can find God. Mathematically, you can find the understanding. Mathematically, we may even be able to find the origin someday. But mathematically, I have. And that's him up there. So I don't really know. I'm just trying to have people open their eyes and please find God. Because I didn't know him for 30 years. And I'm not saying I even know him now, but at least trying to. Alright, love those that love. Thank you.